Kia ora, and welcome to today's Advent Drink Along with Beer Jerk. I'm Luke. Today we are drinking a beer from Ground Up Brewing, which is Obsidian Heat. It is Saturday, it is another day in paradise. We are getting yet closer to Christmas and the end of Advent. But no reason to be sad because we've got some beautiful stouts to enjoy. Cheers. Ground Up is a brewery that celebrated their 10th anniversary this year. They are in the wonderful little town of Wanaka, which is surprisingly rich with really good craft breweries. I think there's 4 different great independent breweries in Wanaka, so really fantastic place to visit on your summer holidays or winter holidays, in fact, or any time of the year. So Ground Up was started by a couple of mates that were really into mountaineering and rock climbing, Ollie and Julian. So their logo is actually a piece of climbing gear, and Ground Up is references climbing, and many of their beers are named for famous rock climbing routes. So like Punks in the Gym is one of the famous Core Range ones, which is a really famous route in Australia. This one, Obsidian Heat, is named for obsidian, so black volcanic glass, which is kind of what this beer looks like. And it is that most lovely of things. It is a lovely adjuncted stout with a good amount of cinnamon and chocolate and chili. So that's where the heat comes from. But it's got balance to it. It is first and foremost a lovely, pretty full-bodied stout. It's got a nice creaminess, good round body to it. There's some milk sugar in here, but lactose, and it almost looks a bit like a hot chocolate sort of thing. It's got a sort of a opaqueness to it in the glass. Very little head retention, and it is heavily dosed up with some cinnamon, chili, chocolate vibes, and the chili is definitely there, but it is not overwhelming like whatsoever. It's just giving you this nice little bit of a slow burn, and it will build up as you get to the glass. But even if you're a bit of a wimp when it comes to capsicum and chili sort of things, I think you can probably handle this beer. And yeah, I love beers like this that you can experiment and try different kinds of adjuncts with. This would be a base beer that you could just add all manner of different interesting adjuncts to, which is a really fun thing about beer. I was chatting to a scientist last week about experimental things happening in the world of wine, and we're wondering if it will ever happen that we'll see those sort of crossovers, the same way that we saw in beer 20 years ago, where it was quite shocking at the time, the idea of adding grapefruit zest or adding coffee or chocolate to a beer. If that will ever happen in wine, I don't know. I feel like probably not. I couldn't really imagine wine drinkers embracing it in the same way that craft beer drinkers have, putting different adjuncts in beer, and even then it took quite a while for the real hardcore craft beer judges and brewers and people really in the know to actually finally come round to putting stuff in their beer that isn't traditional ingredients, and your malts, your hops, your water or yeast. But there's a hell of a lot of fun to be had, and hopefully there are some home brewers watching these videos, and if you're not a home brewer, give it a go. It's like really easy to make good beer in your kitchen. You don't need much big gear. Look into brew in a bag setup. You can get set up for probably $150. You just need like a big stew pot you can buy from a supermarket, and some bags, and a copper coil is an essential thing. And you're not going to be making hazy IPAs or great lagers, but you can definitely be making some good stouts, porters, some of your European styles, lots of things like English milds and bitters. And when you're brewing at home, it's really good fun to experiment with putting spices and flavors and extra things like this into beers. It's really fun thing to do, to make your own 20 litre or even 10 litre batches. When I first got into brewing, I was definitely excited by making beers like this. in this sort of realm. So cool to drink a beer from ground up. It would be good to get more of their beers in our beer jet boxes and up and around Auckland. They're pretty focused on their local region. So I mentioned their tap room, which is a great place to visit. I think it's a 1,200 litre kit, so it's not a gigantic kit they've got going down there. And they're basically just over the road from Rhyme and Reason in Wanaka, so definitely a nice little 1-2 place to visit. And I think they've got like 20 or 22 different taps pouring. So yeah, really cool place to pop in and visit. And they've always got experimental, seasonal, different beers happening there. So cheers to Ground Up and the brew team. Thanks for making a delicious beer. Thanks for joining us for Advent. See you again tomorrow. Cheers.